Welcome to Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Kinderwater.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Kinderwater. What is Diane up to now on Issues and Answers? Well, does this give you a hint of anything? Oh, it smells so good. You get to see it, but I get to smell it. We have a treat for you today because we're going to talk about the Albuquerque Garden Center. And we're going to tell you why it's one of its kind in the entire nation. We're also going to tell you that you can buy a lot of stuff at the Garden Center without paying any state or city sales tax. Ooh, what a place to go buy because it's a 401c3. And also, we have with us today the only nationwide design instructor here in Albuquerque and here on our set. And maybe that tells you what we're going to do with these flowers, because we're going to show you how you can design a very beautiful centerpiece in just a few minutes. So please stay with us as we have a treat. You can't smell it, but you'll see it. The beauty that we have for you on Issues and Answers as we discuss the Albuquerque Garden Center. We'll be back with Shirley Tetrault right after this. Stay with us. Does it seem like I'm excited about this show? I certainly am, because of course spring is a wonderful time of year. Any time of year is wonderful to have beautiful centerpieces and beautiful plantings around your home and your yard. And the place to get it, I understand, is the Albuquerque Garden Center. And I have with me on the program today, she's been here before, but it's been probably decades ago, Shirley Tetrault. Thank you so much. You are a volunteer with the Garden Center, but you're also our only national design instructor in the country,
right?
Certified,
Right.
And we got you right here in New Mexico, right here in our set.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You,
I'm here. That's right.
Thank you so much, Shirley. You're a delight, and you look wonderful today.
Thank you.
The Garden Center, it's on Lomas near Eubank and Wyoming in Albuquerque. I'll say it's kind of hidden back there by the big park. It's kind of, I'm saying it's hidden because there's not a huge sign on the interstate to see it, but we know you're there. And a lot of people know you're there, but we want to even tell more people you're there.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much to do and so much to learn and so much to buy. And we started with these items. We're going to go through them a little later. Buy them there, tax-free, because it's 501c3.
Right.
The building is owned by the Garden Center. You told me that it's the only one of its kind, the only garden center of its kind in the nation. Shirley, why is that?
The reason it is because we built it in 1975. We raised money for it. We paid it off in 6 months, and then we've never looked back. All of our fundraising things that we do, the shop, our sales, our tours and all that, we do it all of ourselves. Now, a lot of states and cities and stuff have garden centers, but they're run by the city. They're run by city employees. We don't have employees like that. We hire our own people, and so that's why it's different. It's all run by our volunteers.
And the
our
funds
people,
that you raise go back into
the garden center.
The garden center.
Yeah, for our employees, or improvement in the building, the roof, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. We do all of that stuff ourselves. That's what makes us unique.
That's fun. I'm going to have you scoot a little bit more like this. I want to see your full face on the camera. The camera's going to move back a little bit so we can see.
Are we good?
Yes, thank you so much. You told us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about you and the fact that you're this only certified designer.
Okay, it's quite a lengthy course. I'm with National Garden Club. We are all over the country, and it's a great big organization. You can go online. You can go online and see National Garden Club and see what we do. And so I am an instructor. I teach all over the country. So in other words, like California or whoever may call me and say, Shirley, we need school one. Would you come out here and teach it? And I go out there and they get my flowers. They pay for me to go out there. They pay for me to teach. And I'm out there for, a couple of days. And I teach them how to do, I teach them how to become a flower show judge. Like you would judge at the state fair, we have judges.
Yes, of course.
I teach them how to judge. And so there's 4 schools. And then there's also other schools called a symposium, and that's extra training. So I teach the symposiums and I teach the schools, teach them all over. Now the ones that I do at the Albuquerque Garden Center, I teach a very basic class, starts in January, and then I teach a very advanced, creative, abstract class in June. So I'm teaching here.
How much are those classes?
Okay, the one in January, it's a 7-week class, and it's $75 for the class, and then they have to provide their own flowers and their own equipment. I teach them where to buy flowers and where to buy different equipment and stuff. And then the one in June, I think it's going to be right about the same price. You know,
and it's at the Garden Center?
At the Garden Center.
You sign up in advance. You can go online and find all this out.
They can go online. Early in November is a good time to go online for the basic class. That starts in January.
Why don't you just teach more of them if there's so much in demand?
You know what? I usually get about 30 students in a class, and then we critique them, and they learn a lot. A lot of my students are now becoming judges. So, yeah.
Do we have shows at the Garden Center that are judged?
We do, and we have, and they're different. We have a council show. I believe that's going to be in May or June. I'm not sure if we've set the exact date. I think it's May 2026. There'll be a really nice show. The Rose Society has a show. Daylilies, Iris.
And you're saying we're going to see irises all over the city.
And you're going to see, we're going to
this year, 2026.
In 2026.
This year.
Not exactly sure of the exact date of that.
Okay, we can find it online.
Okay.
Now, does Route 66, the 100th celebration of Route 66, have anything to do with the irises or anything to do with the Garden Center?
You know, it's good
right
that
down
you
the street?
asked that, because at the State Fair this year in 2026, the theme of our show is going to be Route 66. Is that cool or what? So all of our designs will have different names, and so we have a theme for each one of them. So that'll be something fun. That schedule will be online pretty soon. You can go to.
Well, it's probably online at the time they are watching their show.
Yeah.
Fabulous, Shirley. Have things changed in designs over? I'm talking. You were there in 1975. I know that's 50 years ago.
Yes and no. FTD, the floral designs that you see, the little triangle deals and stuff, it's always been pretty much like that. People.
The vases have changed a little bit, I've noticed. Vases are kind of square and modern looking.
Because they're going a little bit more creative.
Okay,
they're going a little bit more creative. And what's really nice about that is that the FTD, the florist and stuff like that, they are becoming a little bit more creative, and we're staying a little bit more also traditional. So it's fun to do both. It's really good to do both, because when you see some of the creative stuff that we do online, it just kind of blow your mind a little bit, but they're awesome. They're awesome. They're the different things that we do.
Because in the past, and I'm talking way back when, the designs were just a vase with flowers in them.
Okay.
Or rounded flowers or something. I mean, it just seems that.
So that was in the 50s, and that's when they went, and I mean, those are still around. They are. But what happened is people got bored with those, and they wanted something more. So in the 50s, they changed over to the creative and the abstract and stuff like that. And so some of them look very different and very wild, and they're surprising, but they're very pretty. You can go on to National Garden Club, and you can look at some of the creative stuff. That's fun.
And again, for those making the designs, it's nicer for them, instead of the regulars that put in the daisies and the roses into a vase. So it's more creative, and it's
right. So the
beautiful,
purpose,
but also
the purpose of what I'm going to show you today is I went and got this group of flowers, and you can go to any one of the stores, Trader Joe's, Albertsons, those stores. We'd like to share stuff with them. You can go and get a little bouquet, and you can make 3 or 4 designs out of one little batch of flowers.
Right, that's good.
And that's really fun.
What would be, and we're going to show that in just a minute. Before we do, what would you say is something people aren't even aware of, or when you teach your classes, that the students are most surprised about, that you teach them or tell them about design?
How fast and how simple it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you how to do this little small cup that's $1.25 or $1.50 or whatever, a little piece of oasis, and that they can do it and they can get things out of their own yard. And right now, this is what's really awesome, is like right now, everything's going to start blooming, and they'll have iris, and they can bring those in and they can make them a great design with their iris, and you don't need a lot.
What about gifting? Is it for themselves, or is it for someone, a sick friend, or is it from a friend they haven't seen for a while? Who enjoys flowers? I mean, the idea of who to give the flowers to.
Well, let me tell you a secret. I make up about 5 or 6 of these, and I put them at Christmas time, and I put them in my home, and when I have special people that come over, I give them one.
Yes.
So, you
enjoy it yourself.
Yes,
it's decorating your
yes.
home, and then you share.
Yeah, because you
can
give
do
it
that
to
at Easter time. We can do that at
Easter time,
4th of July, whatever
any
holiday.
time you want. Now, I picked red and yellow today because of New Mexico.
Okay, let's show. So that's your secret. I
Okay,
like
okay.
that secret.
You like that?
Yes, because
Okay.
you design your own home, and then you don't have to pack anything and put anything away either after the holiday's over.
Well, and you know what? These little
but
cups.
this is what's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to
Okay,
show the
pull 'em-
flowers.
Pull them up there. Yeah, pull them up there. And they're just stuck. This is just a batch of flowers that I bought, okay? And I'm not going to use all of those.
Those look
I'm gonna
fresher.
just-
I always find
yeah,
the ones on
here.
sale that
Yeah.
are about
Well,
to
and
die,
you know,
but
and you know
these
what?
look good.
I do the same thing.
These look good, though.
So
And this is what, $1?
well,
and what is it
I
called?
think this cup is, I don't know, maybe $1.50 or something. I'm not real sure.
Okay, but
And
it's
then this is a piece of oasis.
Oasis.
Now it comes it comes bigger. I cut it, and you can make 3 of them out of 1 of these. Okay, so I cut this up and I wet it, and now I'm going to show you.
It is wet.
It is wet. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this to show you, I don't know where okay, I'm going to put one here.
On the sides, you don't start just on the top. Okay.
One here, and then I'm going to put one here because I want to give it depth.
Surely.
See, I want to give it some depth. Now, look at how big that already is.
Correct.
Okay, see, look how big that already is. Now, this can set on your table, and it can be, everybody's going to get to see a flower.
Right. Sometimes if I only have maybe a couple of roses, I want to position them at the table towards the guest of honor.
But look at how easy
everybody's
this is,
going to see
Diane.
this.
Look how easy this is.
I've never designed anything like this.
Well, you're gonna, but look, you can now.
And the depth is what makes it interesting.
Exactly. So we're going to put this one over
sometimes
here.
depth is better than tall because
Look,
then you can't
sure.
see over it.
Now, if you want, you can. I didn't have a candle, so I didn't bring a candle, but you can put a candle up in the center of this. We make these up at the garden center when we have one of our shows. Now, look, this is also greenery, and it's different, so that's going to give you a little bit of texture. You know, a little bit of texture, a little bit of different stuff here, okay?
Didn't notice it was. We're looking for the best camera angle.
Are you able to see it? Or
Well,
no?
let's see. Where should we put the flowers?
Do you want to
Here.
move those down
Nope.
here or over here?
Yeah, let's do that.
See if they. Yes or no?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect.
There
Okay,
we
and then
go.
you can see this better here. Okay. See how I'm just kind of
It's-
filling that in?
Gosh, even for the holidays, for next. This
Oh,
coming
for
Chri-
holidays, for
Christmas,
Easter,
it just
Christmas,
smells good.
whatever. And this is
Now,
just.
where can you buy the? I mean, you can just go get this from your yard, the evergreen, right?
Yeah.
Just bring it
Or-
inside.
Yeah, you
You're
can
not
just
hurting
go.
the tree.
You can just go get it wherever your neighbors. You
Your
know,
neighbor's yard. Okay.
you know, neighbors are usually really nice when they need help pruning their trees. You know, they'll give you stuff. Now, see, you're getting some nice line in here. Let's see here.
You know, there's so many artificial things that we have in our homes
I know.
to make it easy, but this really is easy for.
I mean, this
for
look
coming
how
Christmas
yeah,
or
look how easy
Thanksgiving
this
to
is.
be able
Look
to do
how-
that with that little.
Exactly. Now you can even take any of this stuff and you can bend it, you can twist it, you can put it, you know, you can do different things with it. So I don't know if I got enough of that in there or not, but let's see here. Let's do one more. Now,
Wonderful.
so now I've done that. Now normally I would have, I don't know, 2 or 3 different types of greenery. in
Okay.
there. Okay.
I don't know. I would
So you
have
can
one type.
You know, you can now look. Okay, so I've
I'm
got
gonna move
I've
your
got a
water
form. Okay.
Out of the way.
Okay, so I've got a form now. You know, now this isn't perfect symmetrical. We're doing this kind of on the quick here. So I'm going to start with.
I'm going to hold this up a little bit. So
Sure.
this is.
Do you want me to put
me,
this down?
No, this is good enough. I think this looks fine.
Okay.
Shirley,
Okay.
can't this just stand alone like
I know
this?
it could. Yes, it could.
Put a little a bow on there, and you're ready for.
That's exactly. That's why I say less is more. You know, you don't need. That's why they can go to the store and they can get a group of stuff and they can a group of flowers rather, and they can just come home and just put a little bit in. They don't have to put a lot. Now look, there's 3 flowers. And then we'll go over here and we'll put some.
But we oftentimes think of evergreens just at the holiday,
Yeah,
at
well-
Christmas, but not necessarily.
No, I don't think so at all. I think evergreens you can use all the time. They're always around, right? Evergreen, they're always around. Always evergreen.
But the interesting is 3 different kinds to give it different
Yeah,
texture. That's
yeah, give you different texture, different things to look at. Now, I'm just kind of doing this around, so like, if we had this at a table, you know, or people could
This one looks. I don't know what this one. Those ones.
take it out.
That one
We don't
looks,
need that.
I'm not.
We
that
don't need
creative,
that one.
But that would.
That one wasn't. That
It
one
was just
wasn't doing
hanging
its
out.
good thing. Yeah. So we're going to put these kind of in the side here. Now, when we're doing a line design, you have to have a tall line. I'm not doing a line design, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up a little bit, so we have a little bit of strength here.
Correct. Oh, so you need the other things to lean on top of it.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this one here.
And a line design must be for judging purposes if you're doing
It actually it is.
What are the
You're-
different? What are the different types?
There's a
of
line design, a line mass.
Line design is tall.
A mass design,
Mass design
and I
is.
do a horizontal line.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
for a
yes,
table,
right.
like for a.
And I do a design
wedding
with wood. And we do one with vegetables.
And can we see all of this at
Yeah.
the Garden Club and of course the Cummins
Right.
State Fair?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
This.
Isn't that?
Now, was that
looks-
in your packet as well?
Yeah. It was. It was in that. It was in that group of stuff.
See, before seeing this, I would just put these things in a vase.
I know, and a lot of my students do the same thing, and they say it's so fun. You know, I've got students that one student opened up a shop in out at the base, and she's a florist now.
Oh,
out at
one
the
of your
shop.
students? You
Yeah, one of
taught
my
that?
students. Yeah, and then I have others that work in shops. You know, work in garden in floral shops now, and you know, just by learning the basics. And let's see what else we got. Whoops, we knocked that bow off. We need to get that bow.
Jeremiah will get us the bowl.
Okay, we'll snag it here in a minute.
Very nice and quick
And look,
and relatively inexpensive.
very inexpensive. You know, and like you said, you can go to the grocery store and get the ones that
The
are.
wilted ones. Don't say that because people say, "Oh, if she gives me the
I
wilted
do the
ones."
same thing. I do the same thing. You
Because
come
for an
home-
event, they're just going to
You
last
come
for a
home
day
and
or
you
so.
condition them.
Oh, how do you condition them?
You take and cut them under water,
Oh.
and that makes the
Okay, let's show what we have so
what?
far.
Hold on. Let's do one more thing. Let's do this. Let's put this up here.
That's nice. That's nice. Of course, from my side.
You're
it's
liking
nice.
it?
That's my side is good. My side is good. It has to be good at all sides.
You're liking it.
And then you put it in the little cup.
Now, you can do whatever. You can. Okay, so I mean, basically, you know, it's simple, fast. You know, here we go. And of course, it would need probably a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
in
more.
the cup already. Okay.
Okay, are you good?
Very. And what would you do with the bow
Oh,
that we dropped? Jeremy, he's going to grab us the bow.
you know,
What would you do with the
have
bow?
you ever? Okay, do you know at Christmas and Halloween and all? You know, you can buy these little picks. You know, those little picks that you can stick into an arrangement and stuff. So you can use those. Or, Jeremiah, do you have that bow?
Here we go. Thank you, Jeremiah. You
Can you reach it?
You can get it. There we go.
Thank you.
We know we have the
Okay, so
cameraman. Thank
I
you,
made this
Jeremiah.
just before we got here, or just as I got here. Now, you don't have to put a bow on it, but you can. You know, you can take that bow and just kind of, I don't have a pick for it, but you can just take and stick it right down in there.
Yeah. You know, interesting you saying about those picks. I received ones for Christmas, a poinsettia plant.
Yeah.
Look at how lovely that is. A few minutes. What was the cost of this?
Not very much. Less than $10.
Less than
probably.
$10.
Yeah, less than $10. You know.
And
with
than
the
about
oasis
10
and the
minutes.
bow and all that kind of
About
stuff,
10
less than
about
$10.
10 minutes.
And
I was-
it
oh,
may
and-
even be less than that.
I was saying a poinsettia.
Yeah.
A friend for Christmas gave me a poinsettia, but she had the picks in there
Yeah.
of little glittery things. It just dressed it up
Sure.
so much as a gift. It was absolutely
And that's the thing,
gorgeous.
You can do anything that you want.
Oh,
So it's fun. It's fun to be able to design on your own like
look
that.
at that. It's right for our table.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty? Very nice. Very creative. You kind of start with the bigger things on the bottom as the base.
Well, I make like a base. Now, this was done pretty fast, so it's probably not as perfect as it could be if it was a little slower. But yeah, you start with a base and you do your filler, and then you just put a few flowers, and you
then the
see.
height, you gave the
and then
height.
I gave it some height, yeah, because I thought it needed the height. And this is something that you can just do and put in your home, and people come over. I have flowers, fresh flowers, most of the time in my bathroom, and people say, I've never heard of anybody that has that. And I said, it's fun because when people go in there, they love seeing the fresh flowers.
It's a little surprise.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
look
is.
at this
Yeah.
treat. look at the treat here.
Yeah, it's
Plus,
very-
it makes it smell better, the bathroom.
Yeah.
What a nice thing that you could do for yourself or
Sure.
for others.
Sure.
What
It's
other
nice.
kinds of gifting do people do with flowers?
Oh gosh, there's all kinds of different things that you know. When we do our shows and stuff, we even make packages. We have a thing called Botanical Arts, and so they'll make a package, and they'll instead of putting like a little bow on there, they'll put fresh flowers on top. There's a lot of different things that you can do with fresh flowers. They make people feel good. They make them laugh. They make them happy. You know, they smell good. It's fun to grow them. You know, it's a lot of fun when our stuff starts growing. Like I said, at end of April when we have our show, and we have that garden tour. It's fun to see what you can do.
Now,
with
the garden
iris.
tour is throughout the city.
It's going to be throughout the whole city this year. Usually it's a real local area, but it's going to be in a lot of different places, and you're going to be able to see a lot of different iris. And I'm going to tell you an iris story a little bit later.
Guess what? We have 3 minutes left of the show, so you better tell it to me now. Oh, and another show.
In another show.
We're going to do another show with
Yeah.
Shirley Tetrault.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shirley.
Yeah.
What else would you like to share about the garden center?
I'd
Let's
like to
give the
just let it-
address.
I
Well,
would
let's
just
give the address.
10120, and let everybody know that we have a lot of
Lomas.
stuff. Lomas, Northeast.
In Albuquerque.
And we have a lot of supplies. All of this stuff that you're seeing right here are things that you can buy at the garden center, and there's a lot more. I mean, there's books, there's aprons, there's the shirts. There's just a lot.
And this you said was
And
called
that's
Yum.
Yum. That's a fertilizer,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the soil, and we've got the bird. We also have
Birdhouses.
little bird feeders, all kinds of different
We
things.
seem to have a lot of hummingbirds around Albuquerque.
Yeah, there are a
That's
lot of
lovely.
hummingbirds, and they love those little feeders. So
It's a fun place to be as well.
It
those
is a
gardens.
very fun place
You're
to be.
open 7 days a week, 5?
and not only that, we also rent the facility that if you want to get married there or if you want to have a reception there, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do. There's something for everybody at the garden center.
Are we getting younger people involved in flowers?
We're working
Shirley?
on that. Yes, we are. We're working on that because, like you just said a little while ago, times are changing, and people are not so much joiners as what they used to be. But people do like to garden, and with my classes, I'm finding out they like to design as well. So we're trying to get them in. We're working on them, little by little.
Well, they like their cell phones and their apps.
Yeah, Yeah, they do.
They like the hands-on that, but not necessarily hands-on
That's why
this.
they can go to the computer and go to Albuquerque Garden Clubs or Garden Center and look at the different things that we offer.
But it has been a maturing age of people who are, I imagine,
Absolutely.
there. We need to get the younger people
Absolutely.
to enjoy.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
are you going to do
If
this?
you go out on a Saturday or Sunday and you look around, everybody's out there working in the yard or doing something. So people always do like their garden club stuff. They just maybe not ready to join just yet. But we get a lot of people, the moms, then later on we get their daughters. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What else would you like to tell us about the garden club, especially their gardening in their yards? Here in New Mexico with our drought,
Right.
it's a little difficult.
Well, it is difficult, but okay, so we have a Rose Society, a Dahlia Society, an Iris Society, African Violets, and and we have Native Plants Society. All of those groups, they will teach you how to do their specific, like the Rose Society. They'll teach you how to cut them, prune them, plant them, grow them. And so all of those are opportunities for learning.
And we have it all at the garden center.
And we also have a program called Gardening You, and it's wonderful. I don't always know exactly what the next one's going to be, but if you look on the garden center, you'll see, and they do a bunch of fabulous stuff.
And people can just stop in and find
Sure,
out what's
they
going
can.
on and shop and
They can.
visit, and it's beautiful.
And Christopher is our manager over there. He runs the place, and he'll show you the site, show you the shop, and
And we challenge
yeah,
myself
yeah.
to produce one of
You
those.
can do that.
The
You can do
viewers as
that.
well. I saw how you did it.
Yeah, that's right.
If I just saw it at the store to buy it for $35, $45,
And that's
$55,
what
I
you-
think I couldn't do that, but I think I could. Shirley
Exact-
Tetrault, thank you. Appreciate you being on Issues
Thank
and
you.
Answers again. It's been quite a few years, and
has.
for sharing us about the garden club and sharing this beautiful thing. And it does smell good, doesn't it?
It does, huh?
In your living room,
All right.
in your kitchen, or in your bathroom.
Or in the bathroom, or wherever you want it.
Shirley Tetrault, thanks again. Appreciate you watching the show. Make it a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program, email us at info@kchftv.org or call us at 505-345-1991. Join us again for Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater.